Alright guys, so continuing where we left off in the last video, it's been a while, and what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be adding smaller details like the eyes, the teeth, and I think after that we'll be ready to get on to texture painting. So for now I'm just going to be adjusting the shape of things. Press Z to go in a wireframe. And here you can kind of see how it's just hard to see the outline of the teeth. So you kind of have to guess where the gum line is and where the lips are, because on the Jurassic Park Rex the gum line kind of goes a little bit past. So I'm probably going to extrude that a little bit. And maybe the same on the bottom. GZ. And for the eye, we'll select both of these. Press I to inset. GX. Brow kind of goes a bit further down. Drag that in. I'm pressing tab to switch between object mode and edit mode. And stuff like this. GZ. GZ. So you can kind of see the outline of the back and stuff. So we want to line that up as much as we can. Have vertice all the way near the front selected. I feel like the tail needs to be a bit longer. That's better. I don't think much needs to be done for the limbs right now. If you're not doing low poly, you can go in and add much detail as you want. But we're not doing that. Keeping it simple. I think gums are a bit too tall. That'll do. Now make sure my cursor's in the center. Shift S, cursor to center. And what I'm going to do is add a new cube. And don't touch it. Go into edit mode. I'm going to scale it down, and now we can move it. Because that way the object origin point is going to stay in the center, but the actual geometry is what we're going to be moving. I'm going to try and make a rough shape of a tooth. Alt M at center so we get a nice point. L to select the entire individual shape. S to scale. X axis. Scale Y. We don't need anything too complicated. Delete the face because we're not going to see it. Face at the top. And just try and move it into position. scale that down, GX, add modifier, mirror, so that way we have both sides going on. Enable clip in and the triangle here so we can edit on both sides. And we're back. Teeth are done and I did some slight changes to the head shape. And now we're going to get on a UV mapping. So first I'm just going to add another loop cut here because I want to shape the head a bit more. Gonna have this part crease in a bit. O for proportional editing. Fix that neck up a bit. I like the look of that. Now, so to make a seam, we'll do it at the back of the head. Alt right click so you can select the whole edge loop. Control E, and you want to look for mark seam. And this will highlight that edge loop red. And that's basically where it's going to like cut up your topology for when it stretches out into a UV. So I'm going to also put one alt click, shift alt click. I want it around the edge of the gums so we can have like a line between the inside of the mouth and the outside. Move that gum line a bit. Press O to turn proportional edit and back off. I'm not going to use that anymore. I'm going to try and get the inside of this because I want the rictus separate piece. It's not actually what it's called. There's a name for that jaw muscle that I don't remember. I think it's important for people to realize that this whole chunk right here is not just a flap of skin, that's actually the muscle they use to close the jaws. Edge select. So that way we can color the eye in. Probably going to add another loop cut outside because I want to shrink these two more. Because the T-Rex has a pretty small eye. Keeping on edge select might be easier. Here we're going to do the arms, where it attaches to the body. And then we're also going to want to do a seam around to the hand, so that way it can unfold the arm. Mark seam, alt right click, mark seam. And what we're going to do here is we're going to try and get the edges along the fingers so we have the bottom of the hand and the top. Shift alt, that did the whole arm. Middle mouse B, or B, and middle mouse to deselect. Alt, alt, nope, alt. Then middle mouse, deselect. Let's try and get that. You know, we could probably get away with making the points. pointed. Yep. So we have the bottoms. And then Alt select at the edge of the nail. I think that's it for the arms, and we're going to do a similar process on the legs. Try and get the one on the inside. And the legs, we actually have a seam that goes down the middle, so that works out. We'll stop it right before the toe. Loop cut around the butt of the toes. Then we're going to try and get the entire foot flat, like we did with the hand. Actually, again, it would make our lives easier if we just merge the tips of the claws. Whoops. Bumped my desk there. It's kind of bugging me, I feel like the claws are a bit too blunt. That's better. Alright, now back to what we were doing. Strange. I don't like that. I'll hide that vertex for now, so we can just get the edges. I don't know why it's doing that. It's never done that for me before. Okay. Now that the entire bottom is selected, mark seam. And we'll do the same with the edge of the nails. And that might be enough for now. Perhaps we want one at the base of the tail. Then we're going to go up to the corner here. Drag out. UV image editor. Press A to select everything. U, unwrap. And now before we organize everything, I'm going to average the island scale and pack islands. And what we want to do here is we want to kind of just organize everything, because we don't want UVs overlapping. Shift and L select to select multiple. Try to find a spot to move them in. I don't want that at an angle, I want that to be upright. Try and keep them a little bit away from the edges. Rotate 90. We'll save more space. And ideally when you're UV mapping, you want to take up as much space as possible. But I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. I'll get the claws out of the way. This is the arm, mouth. You know what, we'll try and fit the teeth in that empty spot. Move that over. That's part of the mouth. And again, I'm pressing L to select the whole chunk. It's the hand. Where's the eye? Oh, there's the eye. And I'll make the eye bigger so that we can put more detail onto the eye. Usually what people do is they make the eyeball a separate sphere, but since it's a low poly, we can just draw it on. And the seam lines will help get us a nice clean edge. Alright. So we got some space there. I'm not going to UV map each individual teeth, so I'll try and do Smart UV Project. A to select all these and scale them down. Let's see if we can fit them in that. Yep, they got enough space. Now we're going to keep that open. What we're going to do is go to Texture Paint. T to open up this bar back. We have no paint slots, so diffuse color. Going to set it to 2048 for width and height. And we'll give it a name. Let's do Rex Matte. Not in caps. And now, when we paint on it, there's your T-Rex. Let's open up Rex Matte. So, there it is. Now run Texture Draw. And you have different kinds of brushes, like the fill brush and the text draw. But I'm going to make a custom brush so it's a bit easier to get that low poly paint, because I don't want that kind of fade. And I want hard edges. So we'll create a new brush. And we'll just call it like pattern, strength to 100, and then curve. We'll switch it to that. So now when we color it in, it's all flat. And as you can see, it comes up here. And if we switch this from view to paint, we can paint on that as well. Now I don't want any of these here. I'm going to head back to the fill tool, strength 100, and just pick something that'll work for the Rex. It's kind of a peachy color. I'll say that works. Text draw. Actually, no, we want pattern. I'm going to select that so that way whenever we need this color again, we can go back to color it in. I'll duplicate this one more. Back color. And I'll set this one out like brown. And what you'll notice too is around the seams, can't quite see it here, but say if I were to go to render, there's going to be an outline. To get rid of that, we're going to want to color around the edges a bit. And as you can see, it's still there, but it's not going to show up as badly in the actual render. And texture painting is going to take a while, so I'm going to cut out again for now.